Oh, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to edit a couple of birds, well, one bird anyway. I'll show you how I edit it and how I'll change it, the background, and using generative fill in Photoshop. It's not a tutorial, it's just what I've done with the image, and then I'll show you an A3 printed image, the image that I've done. So I'm just going to open Photoshop and Lightroom, and I'll record the screen and I'll put it on. So I'll go to QuickTime Player in my Mac and I'll right click it. So new screen recording, record. Okay, now it comes up here, so you just drag it. I've dragged it where my Photoshop is, my Lightroom and my Photoshop. So I'm going to record that, so the screen's recorded. All I do now is press record and then I'll open the image that I'm going to use. So we'll go to library, import, and I know what date it is. It's the 7th of the 7th, so I know where the image is that I want. It's a gold eagle. It's under the vultures. There's the vultures. So gold eagle here. So I'm going to uncheck all, because if I don't, I try and open it, I'll open every single image, and we don't want that. So I'm going to use this image here. I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to import, and we click develop, and here we are. So what I'll do then is I'll scroll to the bottom, all the way to the bottom. Saturation, so I'll add a wee bit of saturation in the blue primary. 24, 25, 35, 35, I think. So then we can see it on and off, off, on, which is quite a good result. So next thing I'll always click is remove chromatic aberrations. It's the wee bits that get removed if you're cutting something out or you're printing something big. You don't want that. Luminance now, that's your denoise, but doing it manually if it's a JPEG, which this is. We'll zoom in first, move along, because you can see a bit of noise there, a bit of noise on the feathers. So all I just do is move it along a wee bit, back and forth to I'm happy. I don't like 13, so we'll go 14. Detail, we'll add a bit of detail, and then just a little bit of sharpening. And that's looking okay, so we're good at that. The next thing, we'll go up to the top. Now, saturation I want to touch because I touched it down the bottom, the blue primary. But dehaze, I'll touch dehaze, and that'll add a bit of contrast, etc. into the image, and a wee bit of clarity just to bring it out a wee bit here. And that's probably all due to that. So now I'll open it in Photoshop. So all I'm doing is clicking on it, right click on the mouse, edit in Photoshop. It says Photoshop right up bottom, it opens in my Photoshop. Edit with the copied, edited Lightroom adjustments. That's it opened, it's in Photoshop, just like that. So what we're going to do is change what it's got there is its post, if you like, what it sits on. Going to make it a branch, tree branch, make it look realistic. So we'll go to the lasso tool here, freehand lasso. Okay, and what I'll do, I can zoom in for this, but I don't need to, just a wee touch. So I'll just take the lasso down the side, along here and back up till it meets. Voila. So it's on here, I can select another portion, which is this side. So I'll be down the side of the bird again. And this time I'm going to take in its water dish, which is there as well, because we want to get rid of that, we don't want that in. So now I've got two parts selected, and I'll go to generative fill. Generative fill, we'll just write in a tree branch. Tree branch should, okay. Tree branch, and now we'll see what it comes up with. Generate. It's a slow process sometimes. Depends how fast your computer is. This one's not too bad. It's just the M1 Mac, and I've got wee skinny branch there. It probably wouldn't have had the first one. Second one, I don't like the two branches at that side, it probably needs to be a bit thicker, so we'll generate again. And we'll see what takes it up and what best fits the bird, if you like, so you know that it's taking the weight of the bird. I think that one's looking no bad. It looks a bit odd, not too bad, because the sun's on this side, up here, and it's darker on this side, so just for this process, I'll just go with that. So I'll go to layer, and I'll merge visible. I'm happy with that, I'll keep that. So now, I want rid of the background here. If you can see, it's got like a greenhouse, if you like, in the background, and I want that oil look like a forest scene, if you like. So I'm going to select the subject. As you can see, it's selected most of the subject, apart from this part of the branch and wee bits of this branch. So I'll go back to my lasso tool, and I'll take it from here, and I'll just sort of just skiff along the branch, if you like, and tight to the branch, and that's our phone ringing. Pause. Where was I? Phone rang. So this part here, I'm going to do this side. I'm just going to get the lasso tool and run down this part of the branch, which I want to keep in. Right, till it meets. There we go. So that should do that. Now we'll go select inverse, and that's us selecting the full picture apart for the bird and the branch. So generate fill, and we'll fill this in with a forest scene. And we will generate. Let's see what it comes up with. Believe it or not, I think it should work out really fine, because I have printed one which I'll show you in a minute once I'm finished this wee in it. I'm just showing you how this is done. This one doesn't look. In the tree there, we're a wee bit out there, so this one looks better. And this one's best. I think the middle one's best, probably. So for the purpose of this, it doesn't need to be the best one. You can do it again, you can do a different shape. It can be a full branch, it can be a tree, fallen tree it's sitting on. It's whatever you can think in your imagination, I suppose. So we'll layer and we'll merge visible. We'll call that one done. Happy with that. There's a couple of wee tidy up bits which are easy enough to tidy up. So I'll get these wee hanging branch things here. So I'll lasso tool again, and I'll just take them away. And generate fill. And generate. Not take these wee oddities away. It's not too bad. It's not the best, but you can always tidy this a lot because I might need it. Can you see? So, round about this branch, etc., we can, if you take your time and do it right and go round about the branch, select all the bits that you want to select. You don't need to use your lasso tool, you can use your pen tool for more accurate. We'll layer again and merge visible. Now a wee clone tool here, I'm going to take away. Where'd my clone tool go? Disappeared because I'm using other things, isn't it? Spot healing tool might do the job. Clone tool there. Can I look at it for seeing it? Can I see it for looking at it? Option, select, and just take this white bit away because I don't like that. And you can do the same way. All the wee bits, wee totally odd bits, if you know what I mean. And you can just fix it. If you're going to do anything like that, but that to me, it looks fine. It looks natural now. So if you think about the original, which is there, the Lightroom, to what we have now, which is there, it's a lot better. So I'll stop it there. Now, since I've done that, I printed the bird, and the one that I had done earlier, and I printed it in an A3 size, which is, it worked out really well, and I'm quite happy with it. The branch. So that A3 turned out really well, really nice, I'm happy with that. And there's a couple of pictures of birds within the, it's a bit bright, I'm not be able to see it in the cozy. You know, I printed these quite big, A3 size as well. And I like this one. You can't see it because the camera's following me. My face needs to be near it. Anyway, that's enough for now. I'll get to the rest of the video and I'll show you all the other images that I've taken that day, and a couple of wee live clippets that were taken on the phone of the birds and the people who were flying them that day. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video. Give us a like, or subscribe, or a like. Anyone, thank you.
Have the little black spots all over them. Heavy barring across the top of the head and all the way down the back and the wings. Typically, like a lot of other species, the female is going to be a lot more heavily patterned, and this is to help with camouflage. They are more likely to be on the nest. The female's more likely to be on the eggs and on the chicks, especially in the early days. And so having all of that black spots all the way down her back makes her look like snow-covered rocks, which is where they would be nesting. Now you'll find these guys up in the mice and rodents, whatever urine trail they leave behind will reflect UV light, and the fresher that is, the brighter it will be reflecting for those birds. So essentially it's a little roadmap to your dinner is what they're looking out for. Now typically when they're hovering, they're doing so over an area that's got a lot of these sort of urine trail pathways. That's what they're looking to follow. Now these guys are typically known as a common kestrel. Again, we want to move away from saying common because it gives the impression that they're absolutely everywhere, and that is not the case. These guys' numbers are actually declining. And this is to do largely with how we farm and things like this across our range. So across Europe, changing in farming methods have really had a huge impact on these guys, and also things like barn owls and long-eared owls as well. Now the reason that this is important is because the stuff that's making up the most of their diet, so again birds, mice, all that kind of stuff, a lot of insects in the summer, and then bird life in the winter time when the trees die back, it's a lot easier, and potentially that is killing them as well. Also, it used to be that you'd keep all of your grain in a big barn that often had lots of holes in it, and that would, in the springtime when they're defending their nest, they're raising their chicks. They're very, very good parents compared to other birds of prey. Typically, if you've got something, let's say golden eagle, everyone knows and loves the golden eagle. Most of the time they'll have 2 eggs in a clutch, so they'll have 2 eggs. To start off with, again, he's trying to gain confidence. He's making it really difficult for Lynn here by going up nice and high and coming in over the top. The only thing more terrifying than no swinging is when they're diving at you from where you can't see them. So he's really making some epic fast turns there. And he's got very brittle wings, very sturdy wings on him as well, much more robust than say something like a peregrine. They're actually able to hunt ground prey as well, this species, which is rare, and they can catch things up to the size of a hare, which really have quite some power and weight behind them, so they can wrestle around with a hare on the ground quite easily. Well done, Zeke, that was a good one. This kind of stuff, but also compared to something like an elephant or a tiger, she's not really easy to love. They've got this sort of bad reputation about them. The word vulture in general is used as a bad term as someone who steals or appropriates something like this, and it's completely unfair. But the only way to fix that is have you guys meet someone like Gandalf and show you how wonderful she actually is. So first of all, she's quite some size, okay, and quite some weight, just under a stone in weight. A lovely long wingspan on her, probably about 6 or 7 foot wingspan, which makes it really easy for her to glide. She's got quite a hunched posture. Her neck is really quite long compared to other birds, very snake-like. Again, even the movements of her, she looks a little bit like a villain. She's got this hunched back and a really snaky neck. Now, she does still scavenge. So despite having very bird of prey like feet and bird of prey like features, she actually cannot kill anything unless she maybe fell on it from a great height, okay? She's not got the ability to kill. She's something that's called... but they are quite good for stomping around on the ground, as you will see today. But they are facing a decline. Like I say, this is the sort of depressing part of the demonstration, but we have to go through it because it is very, very important. What you're looking at here is one of the fastest declining animals on the planet. Vultures are the fastest declining on the planet, and again, they don't get the attention of say pandas or all this kind of stuff, but I would say they are easily and much more useful than little pandas that don't do anything. But they don't get the support because they're not cute, they're not attractive to us or to most people, but they are incredible animals and they need to be protected. The main sort of concern with these guys, aside from
Can you reach out?